Hey everyone, Ian here. So yesterday was Apple's Unleashed event, and we got what was much rumoured to be happening, a new version of Apple Silicon, and not actually one CPU, but two, in the form of the M1 Pro and the M1 Max processor. So we've had a lot of rumours floating around on the Twitter sphere, and they finally become true that actually Apple was going to be releasing a new update. We got two new flavors of this processor, and they represent a significant advancement over and above what we've had before, with up to 10 core CPU and a 16 core GPU on the Pro and a 32 core GPU on the Max processor. And Apple is saying that these will actually deliver performance increases of over 70% over and above the M1 version that they currently have, which is already outperforming all the competitors basically on the stats that we had last year. So with these new processors, we got two new flavors of MacBook Pro in the form of the 14-inch and 16-inch versions. And I know this is what a lot of developers have been holding out for. They have had MacBook Pros, and that's what they use as the main piece of hardware for work. And we've actually finally got something that can be counted as an upgrade to those versions. And a lot of the features that Apple were actually touting in this presentation were things that they'd removed from previous versions. So a lot of the things to do with connectivity, for example. So they were very excitedly telling us that we were getting a memory card slot back. Okay, well, why did you remove it anyway? And we're also getting MagSafe. So something that was really useful on older hardware was removed on previous versions. Along with that, we actually get a addition of a Thunderbolt port and the HDMI, which I assume is going to go up to HDMI 2, though I can't see it anywhere on the website at the minute. This is all good news. It's great, brilliant. We've got new hardware, we're able to make use of it. And there's a long drawn out explanation of all these new features and what you could do with it. And the longer it went on, you could kind of go, okay, well, there's going to be a price associated with this. It's going to be expensive. And yeah, it's basically equivalent to what the MacBook versions were before. The MacBook Pro versions were before. So they are not cheap models. They are 19. So the 14-inch version is $1,999. A 16-inch version is $2,499. And yes, so that's the base model versions as well. So the 14-inch is starting with an 8-core CPU. And yeah, in order to get any of the additional cores, you'll need to upgrade. If we look comparison page, we can see what those prices are. And I've actually opened this in the comparing against the MacBook Air, which I know is what a lot of developers are using at the moment since they've had the announcements of the M1 in them. So yeah, we got the MacBook Air, MacBook Pro 14-inch, MacBook Pro 16-inch, and we can see that already MacBook Pro is twice the price of the MacBook Air. We get a better display in the form of a Liquid Retina XDR display, so it also features 120 Hz refresh rate. And we can have either the Pro or Max, so we can't have those options in the Air. And like I said, we get this up to 10 core and 10 core CPU and 32 core GPU. The other thing I didn't mention is that we can have up to 64 gigabyte of memory. So this is something that a lot of developers have kind of complained about, is that they've not been able to get those really high memory sizes that they so desperately crave. Yeah, so, and also with this, we've also had announced a media engine. So it's to do with transcoding and encoding video. And so it'd be interesting to see how editors are able to make use of that stuff. and how well it performs when we actually get hold of some of these things. Anyway, so this is great, and it would be great to upgrade to this, I think. Another thing that they've added back in is the keyboard. So the touch bar was something that we did not ask for, but Apple delivered it anyway. And I think this was an annoying time when this was introduced, in fact, because we had the touch bar and we also had Brexit here in the UK. So the price went up because of the cost of the touch bar, and it also went up because Apple responded to pricing in Brexit in the UK. So we had, here in the UK, we had particularly expensive apples from that point. And I actually went so far to buy the older version at that point. So in 2016, I bought a 2015 model that had all the connectivity that I desired on the back with the MagSafe. And yeah, and I've been using that ever since. So it would be good to upgrade, but I don't know if I'm going to right now, because the 2015 model is actually perfectly fine at doing web development. And for a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, I'm actually doing it on this M1 Mac Mini that I am sat in front of right now. And it's more than capable of doing those things at the moment. So I think potentially when push comes to shove, I probably will upgrade the MacBook Pro. But I may well be waiting until the clearance models make an appearance, and I would imagine they're going to be in high demand. So yeah, so it's really interesting seeing this event. I enjoyed the Twitter banter that was going on from my past colleagues and friends, Twitter friends. Yeah, it's funny to see some of the snarky comments going on as this event was going on. It was nice to experience that with other people. Yeah, and so I'd be interested in hearing what you think of this, what you're going to do, whether you're going to upgrade to the M1 Pro or the M1 Max. And I will speak to you in another video soon. Okay, bye.